I do want to bring up the college free agent situation with the AHL playoffs. Okay. I talked to Ryan Johnson about this to get confirmation. I thought I had it right in the first place, mostly had it right. And this is what I'll close out with here before we get to Betway. So here's the situation for AHL playoffs for NCAA prospects. A lot of people have asked about this. I did my CBA stuff, talked to Ryan Johnson, did all this stuff. Here's the deal. When you sign a college free agent, agreeing that the contract will kick in on July 1st, you can then assign them to the AHL on an ATO, right? You set it up as like an amateur tryout so they can go to the AHL. They can start playing. Listen, they could start playing 2 weeks from now. If they're on an ATO and they're not playing and they haven't played an NHL game, they can play for Abbotsford in the playoffs. So it's a tough spot for some of these college guys because they would love to go to the NHL. They would love to have an NHL salary. They also get an NHL bonus in the offseason if they sign a multiple year deal. That's very intriguing. But at the same time, if they really want like a long-term fit with the organization they signed with, the organization very much values if that player is willing to not necessarily take the pay cut, because I don't think the money really matters that much to the organization, but it's about them getting the opportunity to play in the AHL playoffs. Like, I don't think McDonough is going to do this. Like, if McDonough does sign with the Canucks, I think he's going to come up and play in the NHL because I think he's the type of player who you drafted, you want to give him the NHL run. And I think you'll give him an NHL shot. I don't think he'll be in the AHL playoffs, but hey, Sam Malinsky, Jake Livingstone, these type of guys, I'd be curious to see if they're willing to burn that first year or not burn the first year of their contract and play in the NHL this year, but instead go to the AHL on that ATO and join the team. They can play games immediately in the AHL. They can also be eligible for the AHL playoffs. So it's a nice boost that you can get from some of these players, but they just can simply not play one NHL game. So that is the situation with NCAA free agents and if they're eligible for the AHL playoffs. And this is all because of after the trade deadline and the situation with waivers, the situation with your call-ups, all that stuff. So they will sign a contract, but it doesn't kick in until July 1st, and they signed an amateur tryout with the AHL team. That makes them eligible for the AHL playoffs. So basically, to simplify, they just can't play in the NHL if they want to play in the AHL playoffs. That's it, because that's kind of how people have heard. People have probably heard the term burning a year of your contract, right? That's kind of the situation right now with the eligibility for the AHL playoffs or NCAA free agents. So I saw Canucks Need Right-Handed D said, are we getting any college hockey talk? That's all you get today. It's a shorter episode today.